What's up, hustlers? It's Hustlers Horizon Podcast, episode 19.
19, baby.
Moving fast, having a blast. That's what we do. And today, man, this guest, I love all of our guests. I say this.
You
I
say
do.
that every time.
I say it all the time. I do. You have to just clarify on that. This guest we have today, I consider him a big brother. Matthew Rosas, owner of Momentum of Roses. Matthew, it's been a while, but I'm glad we got you on here today. How are you?
Absolutely. Doing well. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in, bro.
Yeah.
So, we're going to obviously get into it. He's wearing his swag. He's always wearing the swag. I mean, look at it. Look at it.
I went a little casual today.
I went a little casual today. So let's get into it. So the background, man, me and you have been friends for a few years now. The background of you. You were a coach for 7 years. Mm-hmm. You were coaching, teaching. You were doing that. Decided to take that leap, start Momentum of Roses. So let's talk about that whole journey, that transition. How was that for you?
Yeah, well, sports have always been a big part of my life, and they still are. But I went into teaching, and basketball was a passion of mine. So, coaching was the priority. But here in Texas, I was at a smaller school. You do everything. Yeah. And obviously teaching was part of the salary.
Oh, yeah, you teach.
And so, and it was a middle school through high school. So I taught 7 classes. Oh, man. So it was like hardly any breaks. And then you go into practice. But I loved it. So I did that for 7 years.
Oh, wow.
Coached for 7 years. Started in 2015, I believe.
Okay.
And it was a blessing. It was so much fun.
Yeah. Where'd you coach at?
At Holy Cross.
Holly. Oh, here. Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, that's what I've noticed. Like these little schools, you can coach, but then you also have to teach. Mm-hmm. I grew up in Wheeler, so it's a small town. So my history teacher was my coach in basketball. Oh, yeah. My basketball coach was like the math teacher too.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, but
yeah, everybody, multiple hats, and it can wear on you.
Yeah.
But I said yes to a lot of things, and I don't regret any of those. But at the end of the day, you have to take care of your own and take care of your family, and that was a big decision of why I stepped back and started a business. Yeah. To hopefully have flexibility, and then you find out you don't, as you get started, it's not necessarily like that, but yeah. So I did that for 7 years.
Yeah, and are you originally from Amarillo?
Absolutely. Yeah. I actually went to Holy Cross.
Oh, okay.
So I had my foot in the door. Cool. Yeah. And I was a part of the sports up there, and just kind of saw the sports program over the years kind of dwindled down, and I wanted to be somebody that helped bring that back up. Yeah. And I believe I helped.
Yeah. Did you graduated from there too? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What you play basketball, obviously, right? What position do you play?
So point guard.
Yeah, you look like a point guard.
I played point guard, and I had a cup of coffee at Wayland Baptist. I played 1 year, and I just wasn't athletic. No. So I became a shooter whenever I went to Wayland, and just played the 2 position, the shooting guard, and yeah, man, I still get out there, and that's something I absolutely
What year did you play in Wayland?
2000, so I graduated 08, so that fall of 08 through 09.
Okay, that's cool. That's whenever they first started their program, right?
No, they had it for a while, yeah. Okay. Yeah, they had a solid team under Coach Davenport, and it was a fun time. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
So doing that and just... you go through that. That's what you do for years. I mean, you're all over, but you had that experience. Sports has always been a part of your life, and then you start teaching. And then where did the inspiration come to design clothing, right? And not only that, but like street clothing. It's unique. Your style of clothing is unique. Like not everyone can pull it off, and I say that because I can't pull everything that he has.
You got a couple pieces in.
I have a couple pieces.
You look good.
That I'm like, okay, you know what? I think I could do this. But it's a unique style. But it's just cool to see that vision come to life. So where did that inspiration come from to say, you know what, this is what I want to do, and I'm just going to go full force? Where did the inspiration come as far as that goes? Yeah,
so I've always been into fashion, and a lot of that, I mean, we can go deeper into that later, but where it started with, while I was coaching, is you want to have the nicest warm-ups, right? Yeah, and these kids want to look good.
Yeah.
They want to feel you look good, you play good, right?
Oh,
and
absolutely.
So I was like 25 years old to, whenever I first started. So I was younger, and I was in tune with the culture, and I just understood what the kids thought was trendy or, fashion wise. And I made sure that anytime I designed a warm up, it had the kids in mind. And so that's kind of where the design process was.
Okay.
How to make the sickest warm-ups, the nicest jerseys, something for us to stand out. Because at the end of the day, we were a private school. But, we didn't want to necessarily be held to that.
Yeah.
We wanted I wanted to let these kids shine with their individual style.
Yeah,
And
sure.
so
Absolutely.
I felt like that kind of led to how this brand started.
How'd you come up with the name?
Momentum. So my last name is Rosas, which is roses, right? And momentum. After every year of coaching, I had a word.
Yeah.
Like perseverance was 1 year, accountability was 1 year, and we
nice.
connected it always in a huddle, and in any type of game plan. We always connected that one word. And my last year coaching was momentum.
Put it all together.
Yeah,
and make
yeah,
it happen.
and I mean it's a long name, but at the end of the day, I want it to be called MOR or more, and so like the acronym of the momentum of roses, and momentum just comes from how I would tell the players like it's impossible to play a perfect full game of basketball.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the team that carries the most momentum and longest stretches, and all it takes is one moment.
Yep.
And so that's kind of like, and then as a coach, I always try to connected to outside life, and it was like you take one moment and it can shift your momentum in a positive or a negative direction, and then you're in a loophole or in a trajectory. And so that's kind of,
It's a unique name for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to connect that. Now, I want to ask though, doing that, right? Like you jumped into a business that is very like, it's just unique in itself. Right. And so when you start into a business, it's trial and tribulation. It's scary. There's a bunch of fear with it.
Yeah.
So to get into that, though, but you had the inspiration, you had that motivation to keep going, you had the momentum, right? Like you just kept moving with it. How was that, though, starting out, even that first year, first few months?
Yeah.
What was there any moments through all of that where you're like, man, I think I just kind of want to be done. Maybe this isn't going to happen. You wanted to turn back. But what kept you focused and what kept you motivated to keep going?
yeah, I mean, I feel that every day.
still do.
I feel that every day. I want to go back to coaching. I miss it. And I think I will eventually.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm enjoying my time with my kids. I'm enjoying my time with, creating.
Yeah.
And that's something I want to stick to. I don't want that to go.
Yeah.
Coaching, I truly believe God has blessed me with this connection and being able to relate and connect to a younger generation and help develop, these people outside of sports.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that will always be there.
Yeah.
But the creative process right now, I'm just really enjoying it. So
Yeah, with your fashion line, Momentum of Roses, what are some y'all have some events that you do like throughout the year?
yeah, man. So that's kind of how Derek and I met.
Yeah.
I saw his, I think I saw a couple videos, and whenever I did one of my first fashion shows, I was like, I wanted live music.
Yeah.
But I wanted it to be local people who deserve to be seen.
Yeah.
And so we got connected that way.
Yeah.
Heard him sing. I was like his biggest hype man. I was always in his corner. And just having him a part of it was really, really, really cool.
So you sang at the
And actually, he reached out to me, and that's what sparked the brotherhood, that friendship there. But that was actually the first time that I sang live.
Oh, really?
Right, because I started singing before, and I just make videos. I would always make videos, and then he asked me to do that, and I was like, I've never really done anything live, but we went out there and we had a good time. But it was awesome to see like the people he brought together, right? Like you're really good at that. Like he just brings creatives together.
Yeah.
Everyone expressed themselves, even the models that he has, and you just see his vision. And as we became really good friends and you become like brothers, to have the conversations of like, here's a vision I have.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, that's awesome. And then a few months later, you're seeing it come to life, right? Like you're just, it's awesome. So like you just have a way with that. But
Appreciate
Matt,
you.
thank you for giving me that opportunity to get out there, because once you did that, it boosted that confidence. Like, I can actually, I could do this, right?
Well, when I see this dude in the back, right, I'm getting nervous because this was one of my, my second fashion show, but it was bigger than my first. So, and you don't know if people are going to show up. You get all these vendors out there, you get live music, you get all these models involved, and is anybody actually going to show up? And so I'm sitting back there freaking out. And then I see this guy in one of my shirts. He wanted to rock it for, and he's back there practicing, and I'm like, that's professionalism.
Yeah.
Like that's the way to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
And seeing him do that in, behind the scenes before the show actually went on, calmed my nerves. I never told you this, but it calmed my nerves because my focus was off of me and was on as it should. And that's how I care, and this is an insecurity of mine, but I care about everyone else before me.
Yeah.
And it's because that's where I get my most that fire when I see people excited or happy or
most definitely.
energetic, and being a part of something really cool. And so I just after seeing him do that, it just put me in the right mood.
That's good, man.
And it just kind of what am I? The momentum, I guess, to keep
definitely.
for the night.
That's good, man. Yeah, he has some good energy. Anytime he's around, like he just brings that energy up.
Yeah,
you can
Man,
tell.
you definitely try, man. Like,
okay, quit hyping up. Can y'all hype me up?
yeah. But no,
it's like, and that's what I was so excited. I don't know you too much,
but that's our first time meeting.
Yeah, and so,
like
but knowing what Derek and where Derek was and where he's at now, has been like something I'm just so blessed to have been a part of, and I've met this guy. So I wanted to make sure to let you know that.
Well, I appreciate that. It means a lot. It means a lot, man. But you just, we're gonna get back to you. But it means a lot because you were there for me. Like you said, we've seen each other. We've been through some stuff together, man. Like the highs and the lows. So you gave me an opportunity to open that door, and then it's like he's like the brother. He's like that friend that you may not talk to them every day. We don't talk every day, but when we do talk, when we do talk, we're gonna pick up where we left off. And not only that, we're watching. Hold
on. I'm smiling big because I got to bring this up. It popped in my head. We're chilling at my old apartment, and we got done doing maybe a photo shoot. I don't remember photography. And we're laying down, and he has his eyes closed, and he said, "I'm just saying you could do better."
I was in the feelings, man. I was singing Marvin's Room
and by Drake, and I was filming him. I was like, "That's my boy right there." But I mean, he was killing it. He was killing it. And I was like, "I gotta film this."
Do you still have that video?
I'm sure it's on Facebook somewhere.
We need to find it.
On that date, that memory will come up.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool, man.
Just but going through those fun moments together. But that's fun. I knew you were gonna.
He's always singing, and he's good.
Yeah, he's good. But man, like I can laugh about it now, but at that time, like it was funny. But we were going through some things, and just we had each other, and it was a special moment. So
I don't need y'all to cry now.
I know, man.
I'm not
sorry.
He's like, no, I like it whenever he's on Facebook and like he puts his little videos.
Yeah,
he gets all emotional. He's like.
I was the like, pucker lips.
Yeah.
You have to, man. You got to have emotion and everything you
Absolutely.
do, right? So that's a good thing, though. So let's talk about that. So the clothing, we talked about the inspiration of why you got into it, what made you want to create, but your pieces that you create, right? You've had a few different ones. Whenever you have the fashion shows and everything,
right.
It's a certain line. It has a certain name to it. Where do you get those inspirations? Is it just things that maybe you've been through in life that you're like, so you just, that's your way of expressing your feelings, right? Let's talk about that. What does that mean to you? These pieces you create, what does that do for you?
So the motto, the collection name are so important to me.
Yeah.
So important to me because that's the clothing reflects what I'm going through at that time. Right. And so I think I just got to a point with enough practice to like be able to connect words to like deeper meaning due to coaching, because you're having to think whether that's in a huddle or just getting a practice plan ready. You have to be thinking on your toes because things are changing at all times. And so a lot of times those names are made in 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
And then it's like they're not modified because I just carry it out and then just add deeper meaning to it.
Yeah.
The Beauty from Afar show, right? So Chase and I sat there, and this was in December. Derek performed. He actually did a duet, and that was really cool to be able to have that. I'm saying really cool too many times. I need to catch myself. But Beauty from Afar just came. Me and Chase sat there before we even started any of the design process, and we were just like, what's our goal with this show? Because we knew we were bringing in collaborate. We had 18 artists. We had 65 people that we were working with throughout the show. And so we knew what's the goal. We wanted to put all kinds of sectors of artists and performers into one room.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have their cliques here in Amarillo.
Yeah.
especially in the artist realm. And I never felt, because again, I don't feel like an artist, but I never felt at home. So I was like, well, fuck it, I'm bringing everybody together. Y'all are coming all with me for this one. Yeah, and so, but everybody looks at the different sectors and be like, that's beautiful, but they're not willing to just go up to that click or whatever and say, that's dope or whatever, you know, that's nice art. And so we're like, we want everybody to be in there, and it's not beauty from afar anymore. You're in one room, have a discussion. And if you looked in the room, it was a small venue, so people had to be shoulder to shoulder.
Exactly.
So it was a good turnout.
You had,
that show was awesome. I mean, just to see that. I mean, the shows that you've done before, you can see the growth, and you know you're always adding something. But that one right there was awesome because it wasn't a smaller room, but they had art on display, had the artist there, and everyone is there. It strikes the conversation, but it's smart because you're putting everyone in this one room. You got to talk to each other.
Yeah, you have.
I mean, it was. I didn't really get to experience it. I'm in the back with the models, getting everybody ready, and so he got to experience it a lot better than I did. But from what I heard, having that tight connection, you had to have a conversation with somebody. You had to, and that was our goal.
Yeah, you did good. It sounds like it was a good event.
It was, and it was a very good event. I mean, everybody. They had the what was that mobile bar that was out there?
Yeah, Tap Truck.
Yeah,
they're amazing.
Yeah, they had that, and then they had some food trucks out there, I believe.
Yeah, we had Hood Eats and then Cocina on the Go.
Nice.
Yeah,
and then we had a photo camper where you could take like Polaroid photos.
Yeah,
and then we had 18 artists put up their art along the wall, so it looked like an art gallery type.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
It was awesome.
And I got to do a shout out. It was at Stoics Art Gallery.
I was going to ask you.
It was.
Where's that at?
Off of Georgia and 6th.
What's that? Is it an electric place or a plumbing place that it's by?
It's by the time. Gosh.
I
Georgia and 6th.
Well, when we pass by it one day, I'll show. It's literally like right down the street.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Her name is Alexis McCaffrey that runs in. Yeah. She unbelievable with what she's done with that spot. But we were one of the first events to be able to be a part of. I'm just super grateful for her.
She was awesome. She was super sweet, and her vision for that place was awesome. She wants it to be a creative space.
Yeah,
people go in there and just create. I mean, for that show, I remember you connected me with Evie and Austin.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, y'all should maybe do something together, like a duet." We literally practiced maybe for a week or two before the show.
Oh, really?
And like within that week or two, we maybe practiced 2 or 3 times, and you would have thought that we've been doing it together for a while, man. Like it was just awesome. The chemistry was there. Awesome. Shout out to them because
and that was the goal from the show, was to collaborate, connect.
Yeah, that's good. That's
connect people.
Networking.
Yep.
I was gonna ask you. So you have different lines of clothing, right? Yeah. What's one of your favorite ones?
Probably that Beauty from Afar, because I worked with Chase Brady. Okay. He runs Improper Terror. He's an artist. He does collage art. Okay. And he never did clothing, but I convinced him some way to hey, learn to sew. And he's just way better sewer than me now. Yeah. And he only did it for sewing. He's just a freak with, just artistry. Yeah. But I got connected with him, and just being able to be in my little apartment and my son being around and seeing all the scraps and us working. Yeah. That's a lot.
That's pretty cool.
Well, your youngest also created a little piece for himself, right? Didn't he get some inspiration?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he's already started.
Yeah, he's got started. So let's talk about that. Let's jump into talk about your support system, right? Your family, your friends, your sons. I mean, even your youngest he's already inspired. He's already. You're already an inspiration. You're a role model for him. What does that support system mean to you when you made the transition, and now that you're still pushing at it, you're still going at it? What does that support system mean to you?
Yeah, so funny story. Whenever we pulled up here, my son goes, "Are you nervous for the fashion show?" Because he's so used to like us getting prepared for. Yeah. And I said, "No, we're just doing a podcast." Yeah. He goes, "Oh, okay." So you're good, Dad. Yeah. But yeah, the support system is amazing. It was a tough turnaround or situation for my parents after leaving coaching and teaching and having a steady job and going into this. Yeah. So as a parent, I know I would freak out. Oh yeah. And the support that they help with my kids when I need it, if I need to get things done for the brand, is unbelievable.
Yeah. So they got your back, your parents.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then my kids are just, I don't think they fully understand what's going on or what exactly it means to me, but them just being there and, hey, like my oldest, I was working on something the other day, and he was like, hey, Dad, did you think about maybe doing it this color? Or like, and I'm like, what? Yeah, absolutely. And I want them involved, but I'm not going to force that on them.
Yeah.
Well,
and go ahead.
No, you're good. Keep going.
No, I just don't want to force that on them, but seeing them show interest means a lot. And that's the reason the idea with starting a business was not necessarily for me. You know, of course, we want to create and put our stuff out there, but it's like, I want to be able to give an opportunity or an option for my kids to whether they want to work for it or even just be inspired by it.
Yeah.
I don't want my kids to grow up and be like, I have to work a 9 to 5 and a lot. It's great too. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
but
most definitely.
I don't want them to think that that's the only option.
The only option for
And
sure.
so,
Well, you can just tell that you've done a really great job of their manners, even when they were walking in here. We set them in the conference room. He shook our hand and was like, hey, you can have some snacks and drinks. They're like, well, we definitely appreciate you. I was like, okay, Matt.
That's funny. I was going to ask you, so it sounds like you have a solid foundation with your brand and stuff.
Yeah.
What's the future? Like, what do you see? Where do you see your brand in like 5 years?
5 years. Yeah, man, I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it. No. I don't know. I'm day by day. I'm day by day. And maybe that's not necessarily the right way to go. I see all these business minds that y'all bring in, and it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And I don't know if I'm necessarily. Are y'all good?
We gotta leave. There's a bathroom right
Keep that in.
Yes. He has to go number 2, guys.
We love it.
My
We love
baby,
it.
my precious boy.
And now you're talking about your kids, man. They're right here too. So you brought them with you.
That's real. That's real. Hustlers Horizon podcast. That's how we do it around here.
Go.
Yeah, my youngest had to poop, guys.
Number 2.
Very
He even
good.
held up his fingers like
He did, and he waited. He waited.
He waited till we finished up.
That's funny, man.
What are we talking about?
You're about
The 5 year. Yeah. I don't know. I'm day by day. I'm working I have a great opportunity. I work at a local thrift store where I get all my fabrics and everything from. That's where I was initially. And then I asked them, hey, do y'all need help? I can do a couple of days. And now I'm in a higher position. And then there's a really cool opportunity. I don't want to speak on it right now, but there's a really cool opportunity coming up in about a year. And so I'm focused on that as well as the brand, but I'm just taking it day by day.
Yeah, that's good, man.
And it's inspiring to see the people y'all bring in who have the year plans. I think it's so important.
Well, it's not the same for everybody. Everybody has different plans, you know?
Yeah.
But as long as you're doing the best you can while you're doing it, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, most definitely. I mean, and it all goes back to, we talk about, I always say living in the moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we do ask some people, they're like, and I mean, there's no right or wrong answer, right? No. Take it day by day. That's probably that's actually a good way to go about it. But whenever I ask that, it's I want you to really think on it. I'm going to get you. We're going to catch you on the spot, right? Like, because usually I ask it, but he asked it. I was like, he's learning.
I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
From this,
So and I think the one thing I could say is I want to outdo our last fashion show.
Yeah,
I love doing fashion shows. I realized like before it was wanting to drop collections and doing events, and I got a couple events like where I pop out and set up my shop and doing things like that. But fashion shows is where it's at, and you got to experience it, and it's like an unbelievable night. And I just want to outdo the last one. And we had a really cool organization connected to it called The Bridge, who help kids who are in abused homes, and like. Helping people like that, I just want to outdo and be able to give more and have that opportunity.
That's every show.
I would say that's my goal.
Yeah,
I would say that's my goal.
Which is good because every show that you've done, it's always been like a charity event. It's always, because, and that's what, you don't understand. Like he's putting all this work into some people. They're like, man, he's about to be rocking and rolling.
No,
he's like,
hell no.
He's like, no. He's like, no, man. He goes, I put some blood, sweat, and tears, but man, we made this much money, but it's going right to this foundation. Right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool you're doing that.
And I think I don't need to speak about that either, but bringing it up, like it's, money's money, and it's important within the business. Yeah. But again, I find the fulfillment in seeing a smile, like seeing Derek getting excited or practicing back there, or a model getting nervous in the back, and having the guts to go out on stage in front of 200 and something people and do that walk. And it's like that's where I find the joy. And the money, if you're good at what you do, the money will come.
Yeah, for sure.
But I have other like I said, the opportunity at the thrift that supplements stuff like that. And so
That's good, man.
yeah,
I like
Taking
it.
those opportunities, doing what you have to do. But we talked about it a little bit with the brand is you're gonna keep doing it, but you're focusing on a little more important things right now, which is your boys.
Yeah.
So like we already talked about the support system, but what do those boys mean to you? What do your sons mean to you? Because I know I've known you for a few years now, and I've known just how much you love them. Like they're your driving force, right? Like I want to ask, like, listen, we're gonna get deep. What do your boys mean to you?
Being able to be, I'm a single dad, and having two sons and having that opportunity to, you got the light. I have the light on me, and they're watching every day.
Yeah.
And I fuck up a lot, and I let them know when I do. And I think having that transparent conversation, having that with them is so important. But them coming to the studio and sitting and, being with me a part of this, like, man, that's all I need.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't need this business stuff can go, this can go. I have kids, man. And that's, I'm a father before anything. And that God bless me with the greatest job. And you know that.
Yeah.
You know
I have
that.
2 little ones.
And it's like, nothing will ever replace that. And I will never be replaced. I can be replaced in anything in this world. But the one thing I won't be replaced with is of being a dad.
Being a dad, for sure.
And those kids are the world to me. And they're just fun.
Yeah.
They're funny. And they're 12 and 8.
Yeah. Well, you said you're
So
about
I'm
to
in
go
trouble,
play tennis,
man.
right?
Yeah, we're about to go play tennis here in a bit.
Cool.
So
Keep him busy.
Nice.
Keep him busy.
yeah, we keep him
He
active.
should be good now. He just went to the bathroom. So he's ready to roll.
Lost a couple pounds. He's ready. He's ready. He made weight. Let's go.
That's awesome, and
That is cool.
I wanted to touch on that because
That means a lot. That means a lot
course,
because
brother.
that's everything.
That's your driving
Yeah.
force. I mean, I know just talking with you, I really want to know. I mean, because business, like you said, all of that is great and all, but before that, you're a father. You hit it right on the money. Before that, you're a father. Before anything you do, you know what's important to you. And that's important to know as a business owner because, that's your focus. You want to keep it going. You want to build it up.
Yeah.
But your family's got to be first. Your priorities got to be good. So focusing on that, your family is number one, and you can definitely see that in what you're doing. And even talking with you when you showed up to the studio, you're like, I'm taking a little break because I'm going to focus on what's important, and that's awesome. That is awesome because some people can start businesses, and that's their main focus. Of course, you want to make money. They got to provide for their families.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the line, you have to really draw yourself back and say, but what really matters is them, right? You don't want to neglect them. But let's.
Yeah. So we were talking about your clothing
Can
line.
I hit a point on that?
Yeah,
real
man. Go
quick?
ahead. Go
Just
ahead.
a quick point because I think this is important for people to hear this too.
Yeah.
I took the hint that I was falling off in a way, right? Whether that's traction or things like that. And I knew that was an opportunity to fall back and focus on it. God put me in that position and those signs to open my eyes to take a step back and focus on what's important, which are my kids and a situation I'm going through with my oldest getting, pretty much primary custody of him. And so I knew I needed to focus on that. And I took the hint that I was falling off. Like people were getting tired of seeing things, and that's okay. That's okay. Take a break and come back.
Yeah.
And so
that's good. Yeah, we were talking about that. Now you have full custody and all that stuff. So that's awesome of you for doing that. But we were talking about your clothing line and stuff. You were actually saying that you sew everything by hand.
Yeah.
Everything you. Okay. So how does that process work?
So man, I'm all about like color palettes and fabrics, the texture, right, materials, and it has to be high quality. Which if y'all do y'all thrift? Do y'all go thrifting at all?
I haven't
or
been
have
in a
y'all
while. I probably need to start.
And there can be a negative connotation around it, right?
Yeah.
They're dusty, they're dirty, but the spot I work at and the spot I'm at is it's called America's Best Thrift.
Okay,
y'all need to come through, man.
That's here in
it's
town,
not
though?
it's not like any other thrift store you've been to. It's very clean.
Yeah.
We wash everything that before it comes out.
Oh, wow.
So it's it's however it's still a thrift store, but the quality that is made in the 70s, 60s, 80s can't be redone like it's done now.
Yeah.
So I get all my fabrics and canvases and all that through the thrift, and it has to be quality.
Yeah.
Strong material. And I cut it all up into different patterns or I do a lot of pattern work and sew it myself.
Where did you learn how to sew?
YouTube and
YouTube.
yeah, trial and error. Those machines, I ended up going to an estate sale. So I went to New York City for 3 days and got inspired to sew because I was just spray painting on pieces, and I'm like, I need to learn to sew because you go to New York and it's a runway show everywhere you walk. I don't know if y'all ever been, but it just inspired me. So I came back, went to an estate sale, bought a 1970s Necky. They don't even make that brand no more.
Oh, wow.
1970s for $30, all metal. Took it in to get, I'm like, I spent $30. It's probably not going to work. Took it in to get maintenance. He's probably going to tell me it's all rusted out. Perfect condition.
Oh, wow.
And I've been using that for 2.5 years.
Man.
And so it's still going. Yeah. And so I just picked it up and now learning the system, trying to find a YouTube video on a machine like
one.
that, was hard. So I had to do a little bit more research. But after learning the machine and a lot of screw ups and a lot of frustration and a lot of cuss words, like you get to you get to learn your machine. And once you learn it, you have the confidence to be able to like sew damn near anything. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I learned a little bit in high school, but I forgot how to do everything.
I think it's so important, man, because like I'll go get some pants up at the thrift, size 40. I'm a 30, 33, 34.
Yeah. And you can.
I love the material. I love the design, but it's just too big. Well, I sew it myself and now it fit. Yeah.
That's
Just
smart.
tailor it up. Huh?
Yeah. So
I'm gonna take in my stuff.
hey, I got you for reals. I got you. You let me know. Because I mean, I've done that. I've helped people. People have reached out. Hey, can you hem my shirt? Can you fix my pants? I want a cuff on the end, and I do it. Yeah.
That's a good thing to know for sure.
Yeah. You let me know. You got your personal tailor now.
Yeah.
He's about to take 2 big old bags of.
Like that. Hey, I can take
Like, hold on, we didn't take
He's like, I said one piece.
one piece.
At a time. Oh, okay. I'll be back tomorrow too. Well, Matt, it was awesome to bring you on here and to really get deep and talk about not only your business but your family, right? That's always my favorite part to talk about and to dive into that. I want to just end it with this. My favorite question to ask, and unless if you have anything else.
No, we're good.
My favorite thing to ask every episode is, the advice that you would have. There's somebody who wants to start a business, maybe even start designing clothes. They want to do what you do. They want to break into that industry or whatever it is, whatever kind of business they want to start. You know what it's like to take that leap of faith, to have the fear, to have those days of like, maybe this isn't for me, but you keep going. Someone comes up to you, young or old, and says, Matt, I want to know, like, how do you do it? Well, what is your advice? Like, I want to start a business. What's that advice you'd give to them?
Make the main thing the main thing. Like, why did you start it? And don't be afraid to just be authentic. And don't be afraid to understand that a mess up or a mistake or even a failure isn't the end all be all. Like, take a step back, take a break, take care of yourself, take care of the main thing, whether that's your family or, your mental health or your physical health. Take care of that and then come back and attack it. Like, don't be afraid to take a step back is what I would say. And maybe I'm telling myself that I'm projecting, but it's like, don't be afraid to take a step back and just be ready to attack whenever it's ready.
That's some good advice because there's people that might want to start their own business and then they get too overworked, They don't go into that clear mind, you know what I'm saying? So it's good to take a step back, plan it out, and then hit it hard for sure.
Because at the end of the day, you want it to be a long run, a marathon.
Yeah.
You don't want this to last for 2 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You want this to last for a generation, for your kids, or
absolutely.
And so if you burn yourself out or you do too much in a short amount of time, where's the longevity of that?
Yeah.
Allow yourself to have that plan.
For sure.
For the
Some
long
good
run.
advice.
Man, that's awesome. Taking a step back, focusing on what's important and what you said there, and then just be ready to attack. Get your mind right. Get it clear. Man, well, Matt, we appreciate you again for coming on, but I appreciate you again for being a good friend, a good brother to me. When I need you, just being there for me, having my back through all these years, man. Proud of you. Proud of you. I can't say that enough.
Good luck in the future.
Man.
Let's talk about your brand and stuff. Where can people find it? Or
So I mainly run everything through Instagram. At momentum_of_roses.
Okay.
I mean, if you just put momentum of roses, it's a long name, but momentum of roses.
It'll come up.
Find it there. Yeah. And I mainly post all the fashion shows and just different content through there, and
Awesome.
try to stay active on the story a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely. That's sometimes the hardest part.
I know.
But anyways, hey guys, it's Hustlers Horizon Podcast, episode 19, man. It's going fast. We're having a blast. Hey, we appreciate you guys, the support, all the listeners, all the subscribers on our YouTube. Hey, remember, you can catch these episodes on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast platform. You can hear Hustlers Horizon, hear the episode of Matthew Rosas with Momentum of Roses.
Appreciate
we can't wait for you to keep dropping some more collections, man. But anyways, thank you guys again. Remember, it's Hustlers Horizon Podcast, the podcast where we hustle up, level up, shift the mindset, build a better us, build a better business. We'll see you next episode.
Let's go.